Hello, guys. I just thought I'd do a little video blog, reference my blog on new nuclear in Scotland. It is crazy. It really is. Look, I stand against nuclear power. It's rather simple why I feel that way. It's dirty in a way that can take tens of thousands of years to clean up. As a species, we can't plan for 10 or 20 years in the future. So, what about something that can easily span hundreds of years or even thousands? The fact of the matter is that the Tories' new strategy for energy, they're including building two or three nuclear plants in Scotland. You know what those plants are going to be used for? They're going to be used for directing power down to England, and we don't want them and don't need them. When a nuclear power station is built, which usually takes many years anyway, the fuel rods are inserted into the core, which is often made of graphite. There's different ways of doing it, but that's one way. This produces heat as the mass of the exposed rod in each case is excited by particles being given off by the other rods. That's where the term critical mass comes from. It's the point where a runaway reaction would take place. Hopefully, that doesn't happen, and the core does its job. In a runaway reaction, the heat expended gets so high it even melts the very pipes carrying the coolant, and things go crazy. Hence Chernobyl. These are sites that are inherently dangerous. Anyway, the heat created enters the pipes containing water, and that creates steam under immense pressure, and that's used to drive turbines and produce electricity. However, the rods only last so long before they're spent, and a new set of rods are unpacked and take over the production of heat. The spent rods are then collected and sent to a nuclear processing plant such as Windscale or what was it called now? Sellafield in the northwest of England. Reprocessing is a really, really costly business. And even after reprocessing is completed, the fuel rods remain heavily radioactive for hundreds or even thousands of years, depending on the fuel used. It isn't just the fuel rods that need to be processed either. Everything to do with that particular site that is taken away that has been near the core has to be treated as radioactive waste. This is a technology where no one has sorted out the final solution to the storage of processed waste. And in fact, the waste often needs cooling facilities to prevent fires, which would release radioactive smoke and steam from being released. These facilities are usually deep underground. Cooling, obviously, costs lots of money and takes lots of energy. Let's consider our own Dounreay. It was commissioned back in 1955 and taken out of primary service in 1994. Now, primary service, what I mean by that is its main service was, well, let's face it, it was to produce um, plutonium for the production of atom bombs. Okay, but obviously it produced electricity at the same time, right? But it came out of primary service in 1994. Since then, they've been removing nuclear waste until the present day. We already know there's problems with that, and completion is expected in 2036 if they can deal with all the problems. After which, the site will be monitored and become a brownfield site eventually in 2336. So, for some 39 years of actual service, it takes 381 years until the site is deemed safe enough to pop up a few factories. No, for me, nuclear power is batty, and it's the most expensive way of producing electricity by a massive astronomical margin. It also is the most dangerous technology by a similar margin. No one benefits from their construction. The corporations that build them might get very rich doing so, but they're handing their grandchildren and all the generations a headache that will be nigh on impossible to deal with. The making of money, yet again, takes priority over all considerations as usual, and that's simply ridiculous. Do we want more nuclear in Scotland? Well, I don't know about you, but I think we need to block any such projects by whatever means necessary. Seriously, we do not want any more nuclear in Scotland. We've still got Hunterston and Dounreay to clean up, and it's going to take an awful long time, and we're going to be dealing with that as an independent country. Anyway, over and out. Oh, by the way, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. It's really important. We're trying to get our number of subscribers up above 1,000 users, and that then switches on all the other bits on the channel to allow us to produce a more professional output for you. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for taking your time to watch.